All right, everyone, it's your boy Genius with G Squared Tactical back out on the deck again today. Again, it's a little chilly, got a fire going over there, so if you get a little smoke, forgive me for that. Either way, so three most shocking guns of 2024 for me. Now, this does not mean they were released in 2024, although all of these actually were. I did not struggle as much with this one as I did the most, the five best of 2024. This was not quite the struggle as that one was, but yeah, no, it came pretty easy. So I picked these out real quick. So my wife said, "You're not going to struggle over that one the way you did the five, did you?" I was like, "Nah, I got these pretty well nailed down." So these are the three most shocking. So what does that mean exactly? So two of them, the first two, I had past experience with models of them, similar models. So and I wasn't a fan. So I was kind of shocked, if you will, that I liked them as much as I did. So they caught me off guard. They shocked me. They got me by surprise. I only purchased them because they were new and people would want to see them. Correct. I didn't expect to like them as much as I did. And the other one, I had the previous model. I liked the previous model, and I simply just did not think that the newer version of it I would like as much more as I did. So we're going to start out with the Springfield XD Mod 3. Again, if you have watched the channel very long at all, you know that I've never been a fan of Springfield polymer guns. I just haven't. It doesn't mean they malfunction. It doesn't mean they're not good. It just means they're simply never been a good fit for me. I just didn't care for them. I like the Echelon. I like Springfield ARs, and I like Springfield 1911s. Probably some of my favorite. In fact, my favorite Springfield 1911 or 1911 in general, other than my Dan Wesson discretion, would be my Springfield TRP. So XD Mod 3. This is a $299 gun. I was not expecting very much and was shocked at how well this gun performed on the range. How nicely I was able to pick up on that fiber optic front sight, two white dot on the rear, optic ready. Decent trigger. I mean, it's got a trigger you would expect to see in a $500-600 gun. Very good trigger. Came with one magazine. Other magazines are readily available, pretty inexpensive, and just a fantastic firearm. I was shocked at the price point and my past experience with Springfield just how much I would end up enjoying this gun. Probably a gun that I have shot more and tortured more than any other gun on camera, and I can totally recommend. I typically don't recommend to people budget friendly guns if it's the only gun they're going to buy. You know what I mean? Like if it's exclusively going to be from this point forward their carry gun, their defense gun. I typically don't, but I totally would with this one. Now, the second one on the list is the S&W Bodyguard 2.0. I cannot tell you how ineffective I thought the original. It was almost comical to me how much I hated the original Bodyguard. I had three or four of them because they'd give them rebates, and I would buy them and sell them. I hated them so much. It was, again, comical. It was totally ineffective weapon. Got a little dust on there. I'm OCD. Ineffective, totally ineffective. Horrible trigger. Couldn't stay on target. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. If there was ever a gut gun in the world, that would be it. And even then, you might have a hard time pulling the trigger. Totally hated the gun. And that's the reason why this one caught me off guard so much. Just simply because of how a tiny, noisy, cricket sized gun can feel so fantastic in the hand is beyond me. How they pulled that off is beyond me. How they went from a internally hammer fired gun to a striker fired gun and actually made a halfway decent trigger. whatever. Kudos to them for that. Very aggressive serrations on this thing that even come over into the top. A nice set of sights, deep, deep U-notch at the rear, and a night sight on the front. Orange, again, one of my favorite orange red front sights. Like it a lot, but just the way that it's shot. I mean, yes, initially I had a few problems loading the magazine. They did loosen up with time. My big meat hooks, as some people were saying, were definitely riding that slide lock, causing it not to lock back. Again, not a big deal. Definitely not a deal breaker. I never would have believed that any gun would have even came close to potentially taking the spot of my 938, my 6-hour P938 for pocket carry. I carried this almost exclusively throughout the summer in my pocket. I sweat a ton, no rust, no nothing. Just completely shocked at how much I like this gun and how effective this gun was. My wife said it was a little bit snappy, which you would expect, but in my opinion, given its size, not at all. Not at all. I mean, it was very, very controllable, very accurate. Again, sorry about the smoke, but Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0, totally go out and buy this if you considered it. You will not regret it. Number one on the list, I had the original R7 Mako. I liked the gun. As I mentioned in the other video, I could not for the life of me understand why it was never any more popular than it was. And I wanted the world to know. I used to tell people if I had a ton of money, I would buy a bunch of Kimber Mako R7s, the original ones, and just give them to people so they could see. They could see how great of a weapon it was, how reliable and how accurate, and just how much of a fun gun it was to shoot. And so when they come out with the carbon compact, they changed the lower is essentially all they really done. Up top is the same gun. I was like, I'm not going to like that gun that much more. Boy, was I ever wrong. How much better I can operate and shoot this gun compared to its, big brother, if you will. It was just mind boggling to me. I'm like, just changing the grip, just changing the grip module made that big of a difference. Just how fast, accurate. The trigger, when you pull the trigger in the store, you think, well, I mean, the reset's not that great. It's not, I mean, it's 5, 6 pounds like most other stuff that you see. I mean, what's so great about it? It's just really not, but the trigger is phenomenal when you're out at the range. It is a unbelievable gun. If you haven't considered it, please do so. Please go out and buy it because I want you to tell me that I was right. I want you to tell me how awesome that this gun was. So to recap, XD Mod 3, the and it was close between these two, but definitely go out and buy you a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 and definitely get you a carbon compact. Kimber, hope you enjoyed the video today. Tried to keep it as short as possible. Didn't say much because I have a ton of videos up on these. Go over, check it out. Make sure you know Jesus Christ is your Savior. There is nothing more important than that. Don't wait until it's too late. Make sure you go over, check me out on Patreon. Consider supporting me $5 a month. I'd be eternally grateful. I covet you doing that. Also, hit the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. If you think you are, double check. Be sure you are. It's the only way I can stay relevant on YouTube. Have a very Merry Christmas. And on this beautiful day, as always, to God be the glory.